Forget the Ordin effect and forget light painting. I've found a new technique that I like even better for adding light, atmosphere, three dimensionality, all that good stuff to my images. And the way that I'm going to do it might surprise you because it's definitely surprised a lot of people in the past. And best of all, you can do it in Lightroom. So for all of you out there that are Lightroom users that don't like to dabble in Photoshop, this is perfect for you because it is a great way to add light. I've got 3 examples today where we're going to add some light, enhance some light, add some atmosphere, all that good stuff. And I'm going to show you all 3 of those in Lightroom Classic. Let's go ahead and jump right in there over to Lightroom. First image I've got here, you can see is in the develop module, these nice little Joshua trees. The image is good, but it's not great. You can see before and after, I've just done some really minor tweaks, some minor edits. But what I really want to do is enhance this light. So the light looks, already pretty decent. But what I'm actually going to do is go into my local adjustment tools here, and I'm going to grab my radial gradient. Now, don't click off if you feel like you've already seen this one before, because I'm going to show you some cool new stuff. And I've also got 2 more example images down here. So we're going to select radial gradient. And then we are going to hit Command minus to zoom out a couple times, make the image nice and small. Now we're going to click and drag from the center of wherever we want the light to be radiating from. And this image, you can see the light's coming from the top right. So we could pretend the light is coming from, like, say, right about here. We wouldn't want to radiate the light from like over here because it wouldn't make sense because, you kind of need to stick true with what your image actually has. So we are going to click and drag from right here, and you can bring it out just like that. I'm going to leave it kind of elongated, probably like that. And then I'm actually going to turn this a little bit. I want to angle it kind of like an egg and then have it angled in. You can uncheck show overlay if you want to actually see the photo, but I want to kind of just turn the light and I'm going to angle it in. I know you can't see anything that's happening yet, but as I continue to turn this right about there, and let's make it a little bit longer and maybe a little bit wider. Now we can go in and really make these adjustments. So the tool that I'm going to recommend using is the Dehaze tool, which Dehaze is very dangerous. It can get you in trouble many, many ways, especially if you increase the dehaze. But when you decrease the dehaze, it actually adds some atmosphere and some haze to your images. You can see at minus 100, it's probably a little bit much. But what we're going to do is go a little bit less than minus 100 and maybe go with like 30 or 40. We're also going to increase the exposure. And sometimes I'll even warm this up. In this image, I'm going to warm it up just a little bit, but not too much. Maybe about 5 points. Now you can continue to shape this light. So I can turn this if I want, extend it even further. Just work this around however you want. You can see I can literally move the light around in the image. We need to put it in a spot that makes sense, though. Obviously, it can't be down here because it doesn't make sense like that. Somewhere like this. Now, leaving a little bit of light coming through the trees is good because then it shows off my scene is more like realistic. If I just totally blanket this tree in light, it's not going to look realistic. I want the light to kind of look like it's behind the tree. If you wanted to do a subtract and paint this tree out, you certainly could. It's going to be a little complicated, so for sake of this video, I won't. But that is basically how the effect is going to work on this photo. Let's look at the next photo, and each image is going to get a little more advanced. So definitely stick around because we're going to build on the effect and make it even better over time. So let's go in and look at this nice sunset photo that I was able to capture. It looks great, beautiful sunset. But what if we could make it a little more glowing light radiating around here? The clouds are nice, but I want there to be a little bit more radiating light. So let's go in and select the landscape. I want to make a selection of the sky, which then I'm going to intersect with a radial gradient. Now I could just select sky, but it's going to give me a little bit better selection if I select mountains and water combined together. You can see a much harder edge. We'll click create. And then to fix this little black line here, if you have it, just click add and then do brush. And then you can paint this through with the brush. Nice and easy. And that won't always be a problem, but if it is, that's how you fix it real quickly. I'm going to click the 3 dots here, and we are going to click on invert. So now we are selecting the sky. Then we're going to click on the 3 dots again, intersect. And we are going to click radial gradient. Now we can click and drag, and now you can see this is where our light is going to bleed in from, which is just perfect. So I'll uncheck show overlay, and we'll click on our mask again. And now when I increase the exposure slightly, I'm going to really drop that dehaze. Now look at that. Look how much, we're painting in that light. This is obviously way too much. But as we get in here, maybe like minus 30, Bring the exposure up. And then when I'm dehazing something that's already really, really warm like this, sometimes I'll even cool it down, and we'll bring it a little bit back towards green just to balance it out. Maybe bring up our whites, bring up the exposure, and now we can click on our mask again, click on our radial gradient, and we can shape this just like in the last image. Command minus to zoom out. And maybe the exposure is just a little bit bright. Let's bring that down and bring the dehaze down a little bit further. Just like that. Look how much light we've painted in there. We've really, really made that sky kind of pop just a little bit more. And if you wanted, when you do something like this, you can even go in and increase the realism by bringing in a new linear gradient, dragging down from the top, and then cooling this down just to keep the top portion of the sky cool to make it look nice and realistic. Now you can see before and after of what we've done. Of course, if at any point in time you're feeling like it's too strong, simply click on the mask here and drop the amount just a little bit, maybe down to 75. That looks really good. And by using this radial gradient with the intersect of the mountains in the background like this, you can see how we've made this really nice mask that doesn't bleed over into the foreground, which is perfect. Now let's look at one more example here. And on this example, there is actually, we're not even going to paint light in from the side, but instead what we're going to do is use this minus dehaze to add a little bit of depth into the image. So I like this photo. The main problem is you can't really tell, if you really look, you can tell, okay, this is a wall, and back here is another wall, and back here is another wall. But what if I just want to separate these two walls kind of in the back from this front wall? Well, you can really easily do that by using the same techniques as well. So we'll grab a radial gradient. We're just going to make that nice and big in the center like that. Don't worry, we will refine this later. But let's go in and drop the dehaze. Now, as we drop the dehaze, that will start to look a little bit better. Now, what we're going to do is come in here, subtract, and we can try select objects, but if select objects doesn't work, we can use a brush, and we will just paint along close to the edge here of this rock wall. And let's see how well this works. It's done a decent job. Actually, it's done a really nice job. I'm pretty happy with where that is. You're also going to need to come in and probably subtract with a brush and just touch this up a little bit. Subtract all of these areas in here and just really refine this mask. You can keep going out here. I'm not too worried about this area here because I am about to make our selection a little bit smaller, our radial gradient. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here just so it's not affecting all the stuff on the edge. And then I'm going to kind of put it back here, grabbing these mountains a little bit. Let's turn that sideways. Okay, now let's bring the dehaze down a little bit more. Right in there. And as you do that, you can bring the saturation up if you're finding that bringing the dehaze down is kind of desaturating things. And I'm also noticing that bringing the dehaze down is bringing up the magentas a little bit. So I'm just going to bring this slightly back towards green and maybe slightly warm that up. Just like that. Dehaze down again. We'll make this a little bit longer, just like that. Now let's toggle that before and after. Before and after. Now you can touch this up on the tree here if you want with the brush. You can see I kind of went over just like that. I just want to touch up this area. So now you can look at the mask and see that we are just selecting this central area of the frame. Now, what that does is it essentially, a lot of people might look at that and say, well, I don't want it to look more hazy, but what this does, and it might be a little bit too strong, but what this does is it helps to create some depth in my photo to kind of separate this foreground rock from these background rocks. It's very, very subtle, but that's exactly what you're going for, is this little bit of depth in your image. And this haze can kind of add that depth because in our minds, to our eyes, we see haze and we associate that with an object that is further away. And that's one of the ways that we can tell something's further away. So that's how you can add a little bit of depth to your scene. So that's how I use the negative dehaze slider to really, really affect my images. Truly, Not a lot of things that I'm using things like the Orton effect for, or even light painting, because I'm just going in doing things like this. And I'm typically using the radial gradient, but you can also use things like the brush tool and many of the other selection tools here in Lightroom. Definitely do not sleep on subtracting that dehaze sliders. It's one of the least used tools, I think, and it is one of the most misused tools as well, because so many people are trying to remove haze when in reality, oftentimes adding haze can be a great way to add a little bit of light and atmosphere to your photos. And some of the best photographers out there are doing this technique. Now, if you guys have any questions or if you try this out, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, I greatly appreciate you guys for being here. My name is Austin Jackson. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.